So let's talk about slide transitions. I'm gonna show you how to create slide transitions, but first I really want to talk about some best practices. Um, the slide transitions really, so you're going from one slide to the next, and you're determining what happens as one slide exits and the other slide enters. And in this particular case, what we'd like to do is for you to keep the slide transition simple. You could use something like a cut transition or a dissolve transition. You don't want to get too fancy with these, but you can if you want, but I would advise that you keep it simple. Throughout your presentation, you should keep them consistent, so stick to one type of transition. And lastly, you want to keep the transitions quick. That is, you want them to go from one slide to the next relatively quickly because remember you're trying to squeeze your video into a short time frame. Usually 3 to 4 minutes is what we would target for your video. So by keeping those transitions short, you'll keep your video shorter. So now let's take a look at how we create these transitions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the slide sorter mode. That's this little icon right down here. And I'm going to select 5 slides at the beginning. The first 5 slides. I'm going to hold my control key down and I can click on those. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a transition to each one of these. And the transition I'm going to use is the dissolve transition. Dissolve in this case, notice there's a bunch of transitions, but I'm going to use dissolve. And it shows you, once I've applied dissolve, it shows each of those with that dissolve feature. So there's two timings, if you will, that I want to adjust here. One is the slide transition time. Okay. And we'll adjust this. Remember, we want to keep the slide transition time short. Okay, and again, this is this transition from one slide to the next. There's that gap in between. That'll be a half second. The other thing we want to adjust in this particular case, we're going to make the dwell time of the slide on the screen. We're going to let the slide on the screen for 3 seconds. We're going to have a half-second transition, and then we're going to have another slide on the screen for 3 seconds. So we've got our adjustments made. I'm going to see what this looks like. I double click on that slide, and I'm going to click on this slideshow icon here at the bottom. So let's take a look. So that was about a half-second transition. The slide is on the screen for 3 seconds. We had a half-second transition, and so on. So there you have it. Pretty simple to do. Remember, each of your slides needs to have a transition so that it plays automatically when you create your movie. Have fun giving it a try.